Good morning, my dear students. So here today we will study about the chapter 6, class 8 science. This is part 1 and the chapter name is combustion and flame. Very interesting and innovative chapter. So here we begin. Before I start with this chapter, can you tell me what is flame? So some substance burn with the flame where some do not. Like your candle burned the flame, but your incense stick or agarbatti do not burn with the flame. Or you can say coal which doesn't burn with the flame. So examples are candle burns with the flame, whereas coal does not burn with the flame. What is combustion? Okay, so combustion you might have studied in your earlier classes. It is something which get ignite or something which get oxidized. Especially it is fuels. Okay, a chemical process in which substance reacts with the oxygen, so that is called the oxidation. Remember students, whenever something is mixed with the oxygen, it is called the oxidation. To give out heat is called the combustion. For example, burning of magnesium ribbon. Now let me tell you an interesting fact about magnesium ribbon. It is black in color, but when you burn that ribbon, it turns into white powder, because magnesium ribbon turns into magnesium oxide, because oxygen is added to the magnesium. So anything which we want to burn, that need to have the oxygen within, else it will not support the combustion. Fuels. Now this word is very common to all of us, because we are using in one or the other way fuels every day in our life. Like whenever you use your cars, two-wheelers, scooters, bike, you have to get it refilled or refueled with the petrol or the diesels. Okay. Number 2, the most important fuel that we use is the cooking gas in our houses for cooking purposes, for making food. Number 3, some people may use wood as a campfire or as heating the water. And in good strain, still the days, coal is used as the fuel for the transportation. Now have you ever wondered what flights and helicopter use as a fuel? You can figure it out and you can Google it. Now let me give you one hint. Flights use a gaseous fuel because they have to uplift in the air, as well as they have to go against the gravity. So they can't be heavy loaded with the fuels. So you can figure it out which kind of gaseous fuels are used in the flights. The substance that undergoes the combustion is said to be combustible. This is very important definition, generally asked what is combustion and combustible substances. So the substance that undergoes the combustion is said to be combustible. It is called fuel. Fuels exist in the 3 states: solid, liquid and gaseous. Solid fuels you can see in the figure, which are wood, cow dung cake, charcoal and coal. So these all are the types of solid fuels. Liquid fuels you can see here in the figure, that is diesel, petrol, ethanol, hydrogen, gas in the form of liquid, kerosene, etc. Now ethanol, that is obtained from the sugar cane, and that is also called the biofuel because it is obtained from the plant source. Now we in India not using ethanol, but the countries like Israel and Russia are highly producers for the ethanol. Gaseous fuels. So gaseous fuels, LPG, this is very common to us. We all have seen the LPG cylinders. Nowadays though, LPG cylinders are replaced with the Adani pipes, which are called PNP, pipe natural gas. CNG, compressed natural gas. All our yellow and green rickshaws run on CNG. Even some vehicles like cars and scooter, they have installed CNG kits. Then biogas, you might have heard of biogas plant, in which what we do, we dump all our kachra and all the waste and the biodegradable substance in the well, and that get compressed, and with the proper formation or proper process, it converts into the gaseous thing. Okay, it converts into the cleaner fuel, and that fuel is called the biogas. And that biogas is a result of anaerobic digestion. Now what is anaerobic? something which happens without oxygen. Now, the digestion or the conversion of waste into less harmful substance takes place in the absence of oxygen is called the anaerobic respiration. Whereas the respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen is called the aerobic respiration. Coal gas, you might have seen the power stations in which what they do, they generate the electricity or they produce the electricity using power stations. In that they burn the coal, produce heat. Using that heat they run the turbine and they generate the electricity. I have seen 2 power stations so far. One is in the Gandhinagar and the second is at the Sabarmati. Now, nuclear reaction. This is something new for you. But you might have heard of nuclear bombs, Parmanu bombs. There are certain countries who are working on the nuclear bombs because they want to protect their country or they want to empower themselves in the world. So what they do is they create the nuclear bombs. Now these bombs are very fatal, as you have seen the effect in the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So this nuclear reaction which takes place, that is tremendous, and it produces million thousands heat, caloric heat, which is uncontrollable. So they are fatal and the life threatening. But this is the disadvantage. But if you use wisely nuclear energy or nuclear reaction, it could be useful. There are many nuclear sectors who are using the nuclear reaction and nuclear energy to generate an electricity. One such center is there in our India, which is BARC, Bhabha Atomic Research Center. In the sun, heat and light are produced by the nuclear reaction. So you can imagine how tremendous amount of energy is present in the sun. Ignition temperature. Now something, if you want to burn, that object should reach its ignition temperature. If it does not reach its ignition temperature, it will not get burned. So the lowest temperature at which substance catches fire is called the ignition temperature. Now remember, this chapter is full of scientific keywords. You have to memorize and remember all these keywords along with the figure. Now ignition temperature of different materials are given here. White phosphorus, that is 35 degrees Celsius. That means it can catch fire at room temperature, because generally room temperatures are between 25 to 40. So the white phosphorus can start burning at 35 degrees Celsius. Petrol, 246 degrees Celsius, that is the ignition temperature, which is quite high. So in our car, whenever petrol is used as fuel, it has to reach this temperature to get oxidized and to give thrust to the car engine. Kerosene is 220 degrees Celsius. Diesel is 210 degrees Celsius. Wood is 300 degrees Celsius. To get wood burn, you need to provide this much of amount of energy in a form of temperature, then it will start burning. So you might be knowing that before burning wood, we sprinkle some kerosene and the oil, so it meets its ignition temperature and it catches fire. Coal, that is 454 degrees Celsius, which is quite high, near to 500 degrees Celsius, and piece of paper, that is 233 degrees Celsius. Inflammable substances. The substances which have very low ignition temperature can easily catch fire with the flame are called inflammable substances. Examples are petrol, alcohol and liquefied petroleum gas. How can the fire be extinguished? You might be knowing about the fire extinguisher and the team. You might have gone to the field trip to center like firefighters and the fire station. There is one of the famous fire station in the Memnagar. Fire can be extinguished by removing the combustible substances, which is fuel. Either you just cut down the fuel. So once the fuel is over, fire can be in control. Number 2, cutting off the supply of oxygen. So once the oxygen is removed, fire cannot continue without the oxygen. So once you remove the oxygen, fire will be in control. Reducing the temperature of fuel below its ignition temperature. So what you can do is, to just stop the fire, you bring the ignition temperature down. For that, what you can do is, you can sprinkle the water, you can sprinkle the sand, or you can cover with the certain thicker clothes. So that way you can control the fire, and this all process is called the fire extinguisher processes. Now the first fire extinguisher that we use is water. Water is an excellent extinguisher when it comes to the paper and wood. Water cools the combustible substances below the igneous temperature so that the combustion is stopped. Water vapor also surround the flame, so the supply of oxygen is cut off. So this way we are using water as the most common fire extinguisher. In examination they asked write the methods of the fire extinguisher. Now firemen extinguish the fire using water as the extinguisher. You might have seen certain scenes in the movies or in the news. Recently there are many incidents they have taken place. There was a fire in the hospital and in the building that lead to the death of many people. So yes, this is very threatening and life or endangered situation. So one should be trained about the fire extinguisher processes. Now remember kids, when there is a fire with the short circuit or electricity, one should never use water as a fire extinguisher, as it can even make the situation more worsen. Fire extinguisher CO2, you might be aware of the such cylinders. You might have seen in your buildings, in schools, in cinema halls, because where there is a crowded place, certain sprayers and the cylinders are available. Now these sprayers are nothing but the gaseous form of carbon dioxide or the foams. Now remember, carbon dioxide is not filled in the cylinder. They fill baking powder or the chalk powder along with certain acid. So whenever you press the knob, the acid mixes with this baking powder or the soda and it immediately forms the carbon dioxide gas, that gas will cut down the oxygen which is present over there, and that will reduce the fire or it will overcome the fire, and that way you can control that fire then spreading. Now carbon dioxide is very effective extinguisher because it works quickly in all the cases, especially involving electrical appliances and oil. As such cases, water cannot be used. Now remember, so wherever there is a fire due to short circuit, you will never use the water as the fire extinguisher, but you will prefer to use carbon dioxide. Number 2, in case of fire, you should use the emergency exit, that is stairs. Never use the elevator or the lift. Because of fire, this wiring may get short circuit and your lift may not be the good option in case of fire for the evacuation. Now this is the fire triangle. Remember fire triangle, and you have to write about this fire triangle. That's oxygen, fuel and the heat. All these three things you need to have the fire. Number 1 is the support of oxygen. Number 2, ideal fuel. Number 3, the ignition temperature. Without attending ignition temperature, fuel will not catch the fire. So I hope you have understood so far in the part 1. Next portion we will cover for part 2. Thank you.